that he supported and helped get funding for Provo Police Department, Salt Lake Police Department, for additional resources to respond to mental health crises, because the people you meet often are in a mental health crisis, and then if you don't handle it right, then you're going to be in a mental health crisis, whether you recognize it sooner or later, but you still have to deal with the aftermath of that.
Last year, they earmarked $5 million for first responder mental health, which is great. Counseling and therapy, although it is really helpful and it's really important in a lot of instances, a lot of first responders might not necessarily spark to counseling and therapy, particularly right out of the gate, right? So they need other resources, they need peer support.
Trying to deal with people who are, I guess, feeling isolated from the rest of the world is often, police officers have a hard time trusting anyone except for their own inner circle. And even then, particularly depending on how high up people go in administration, obviously officers don't want to seem weak. And so going to a therapist or a counselor is just something that most officers have really struggle to do. The idea that you want to train a group of police officers within the force on peer support, which is just how do you show up and be there for your fellow officers when they have experienced a traumatic event. Most departments now are starting to implement peer support programs where these officers get trained in just how to listen mostly and how to provide support for their fellow officers.
What we've done is we've created a calling network where they can call in and we will connect them to a peer in another department. So there's much more anonymity, confidentiality that way, so that they can reach out and get the help they need.
Having responded to people that have killed themselves, homicides, things like that, drive-by shootings in LA, violent crime, they don't realize what officers and first responders have to put up with on a daily basis that sometimes they just can't deal with. We do make a difference, but we need that support because we are our own.
This reservoir of resilience is where we're regulated and where most of us live a lot of the time, is in that reservoir. But on occasion what happens is we end up going full throttle, or we end up going and we stall out. And really, as you look at sustaining, it's our connections that sustain us in our lives, whether that's a peer coach, whether it's a counselor or therapist, whether it's a friend.